Hello, this is SJ Talks and Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Um, I want to talk about bitterness. Um, I noticed that there's a lot of people, there's a lot of bitter people, um, and it's not race specific, but there's a lot of bitter people in the world. When I'm on different blogs and um, there are a lot of bitter people, black people, um, black men, black women. Um, that's one common denominator that I noticed that there is a lot of bitterness, a lot of bitterness, and this is, I guess, a message that this is something that I was meditating on. When you have bitterness in your heart, bitterness is not a good thing to have in your heart. Because when you have bitterness in your heart, it destroys you. Unforgiveness, bitterness, anger. Anyway, unforgiveness, bitterness, pent up anger, any of those things, you need to release it. If you keep all that stuff bottled up in your heart, um, it can destroy you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Ultimately, can destroy you physically because whatever's going on with you mentally and spiritually, it'll seep down into you, to your physical well-being. It will affect your physical well-being. And a lot of people don't realize that we have to release all that. We have to, and I say we because I'm talking about me too. We have to let all that stuff go. We have to, if someone hurt you, and we've all been through things. We've all been through hurt. We've had somebody that hurt us, did us wrong. We've all had people do us wrong. I mean, um, if you live long enough on this earth, if you live long enough on this earth, you gonna run up on somebody that's gonna hurt you or um, does something to you or do you wrong or say something bad about you, lie on you or say negative things about you, whatever. If you live on this earth long enough, you're going to endure that. That's just life. You're going to endure that. But the important thing is that you don't let those things change who. We don't let those things change us. We don't let that, all that hurt and pain that we endured. The important thing is we don't let it change who we are. That we don't let it, um, because we can, there's a such thing as, they say, blocking your blessings. If we can block our blessings, if we walking around with all that bitterness, like if you've been in relationship, people have been in relationships. I spoke about some relationship I was in and I got hurt. Like I said, if you live long enough, you experience relationships, you might have people that hurt you or broke your heart. They deceived you or made you think that they were somebody that they wasn't. And a lot of people take that hurt and that pain and they don't release it. They don't let it go and they don't heal from it. And they keep walking around with all this anger and bitterness in their heart. And then they take it out on other people. They take it out on other people that didn't have nothing to do, other people that didn't hurt you. Specifically, this gender war that we have going on between black men and black women. They had certain people hurt them and cause them pain, and then they decide to take it out on a whole group of people. when the whole group of people didn't hurt you. It was just those individuals that you dealt with hurt you. So we have to, and that goes for anybody, we have to let that stuff go, you know. And the only way that you can truly heal your heart is through God. God is the only one that can really help you truly heal your heart, help you to release your bitterness, help you to release your anger. Because I had to pray. I had to pray and ask God to help me with those things. I had to pray and ask Jehovah God to help me with my anger, help me with my bitterness. If I have any kind of bitterness in my heart towards someone, or anger, because we're human. We're human, and sometimes um, sometimes we get hurt so bad. A long time down the road, we go to thinking about what that person did to us, and we get mad all over again. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I be thinking about stuff, and then I get mad all over again. Like, and you're hurting. You're still hurting. But the important thing is that that's when where prayer and your relationship with God comes into play, and we have to ask God to help us. We have to ask God to help us to remove those feelings. That's where the healing process comes in. We can't do anything without God. The Bible says we can't take one step without Him. So you have to let God into your heart. You have to let Him into your heart, and you have to let Him help you with your bitterness or your anger or whatever. And because particularly black men and black women that are disappointed with the opposite gender of their race, and they think the answer is going and being with another race of people. And the problem with that is that but they have all this bitterness for the people that's in their race. They have all this anger and bitterness. The problem is you're taking that same energy and you're going to someone of another race. You're taking that same bitter anger energy, and that is not healthy. It's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for them. It's honestly not healthy for them either. So it's not healthy to be in a relationship if you have any kind of bitterness in your heart towards anyone, and you want to try to pursue a relationship, a loving relationship, with anger and bitterness in your heart. You know, so it's not good. You have to release those things, and the only way that you can truly do that is through God. Is let God help you. He's the only one that can help you, and we have to pray, and we have to ask God to help us, because He doesn't force Himself on us. So we have to pray, and we have to make an earnest prayer to Him to for Him to help us, because I have to do that. I have to pray and ask God to help me with my anger, any kind of anger or any kind of bitterness I may have towards someone, or whatever, someone done me wrong in the past, and help me to forgive that person. Forgiveness, remember, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. Forgiveness is for us, it's not for them. Because unforgiveness and anger and bitterness is going to ultimately destroy you. So it's for you. It's not for them. And I know sometimes we had a tendency to think that we forgive someone, we letting them off the hook. No, you're still holding them accountable. You can hold someone accountable and still forgive them. You're not letting them off the hook. You can still hold them accountable for what they did to you, but forgive them in the process, because forgiveness. And I have to keep reminding myself of these things. Like I'm telling you, I have to keep reminding myself of the same thing, and I have to keep telling myself, forgiveness is not for them, June. It's for you. Remember that. I have to keep reminding myself of that. So forgiveness is not for them. It's I promise you, it's for you. It's for you to have healing, and for you to cleanse your heart of any anger and bitterness, and it's hard for us to have a really good relationship with God if we're holding on to all these things, it hinders our relationship with God. And if you truly want to have a good relationship with God, you got to let all that stuff go. And it's very difficult. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy. It's not easy. It's very hard. But we have to be cognizant of it, and we have to keep constantly praying and asking God to help us, because we can't do anything without him. So I just something that I was meditating on, and a message that I wanted to get out there is check the bitterness. Check your bitterness. If you have any kind of unresolved bitterness, because I read these threads, I look at these different videos, and so much bitterness in the world. It's so much, people are so angry. You got to let that stuff go. You got to let it go. Because ultimately, in the end, it's going to wind up destroying you. It's going to eat at you. It's going to wind up destroying you. And ultimately, yes, it does affect your health, you know. So whatever's going on in your mind and your spirit, it affects your health. It will affect your health. That's why it's important for us to have a healthy state of mind. It's very important for us to have a healthy state of mind, because you don't have a healthy state of mind, then it can affect your whole body physically and spiritually, mentally, on all levels. So we got to let it go. We got to make it a goal to let bitterness go. We all got to work on that. So hit me up in the comment section. Hit this thumbs up if you like this video. And until the next video, be blessed.